Hello, today we are going to discuss author and illustrator. We are covering Reading Literature Standard 2.6. Our objective for today, I can identify the author and illustrator of a story and define their role. So we are going to talk about the author and the illustrator of a story. I want you to think in your head for a moment of what an author does. What is the author's job? What's the author's job? The author writes the story. Say it with me. The author writes the story. Okay, now I want you to think in your head about what the illustrator does. What is the illustrator's job? The illustrator draws the pictures. Say it with me. The illustrator draws the pictures. Okay, I am going to talk about the author and the illustrator of this book. How full is your bucket? I'm going to give you examples from this. And then you are going to have a quiz where you answer who is the author and the illustrator of this book. Make sure you're paying close attention. Okay, this story is called How Full Is Your Bucket? So the name or the title of the story is How Full Is Your Bucket for kids. Okay, this story is written. That word written, that must mean this is the person who writes it. So written and write are part of that same word. So if it says written by Tom and Mary, I know that Tom and Mary write this story. They wrote it. Okay, so written by Tom and Mary. If it is written by Tom and Mary, what was their job? Yes, if the story is written by someone, they are the author. So this story has two authors, Tom and Mary. So they both wrote the story. So say that in a complete sentence with me. Tom and Mary wrote the story. Tom and Mary are the authors. Okay. This story says it was illustrated by. Illustrated. That gives me a big hint to what this job title is going to be. Illustrated by Mary. Illustrated by Mary. Illustrated sounds a lot like the word illustrator. If Mary is the illustrator, then what did they do? If Mary is the illustrator, they drew the pictures. Say it with me. Mari drew the pictures. Mari is the illustrator. Okay, wonderful job practicing. Now I'm going to ask you questions about May Among the Stars. Remember, we already went over this book, so if you need help identifying the author and the illustrator, it is in one of our videos from last week. So head on over to last week's assignment and watch the video again if you need help. May Among the Stars is the title. This says written by Rhoda Ahmed. If it's written by Rhoda, that means Rhoda is the. It says illustrated by Stasia Burrington. If it was illustrated by Stasia Burrington, that means Stasia is the. Okay. And the author, the illustrator. Okay, make sure you fill out the questions on the authors and illustrators assignment for May Among the Stars. Good luck!